Hi everyone, welcome to Songs of the Stars. My name is Boipelo and this is today's reflection. Despite all the tension, people, despite all this apprehension, people always seem to grow, 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 grow. Promise of tomorrow is that we grow, if we grow. We have a promise of a better tomorrow. Despite all this tension, people always seem to grow. Despite all this tension, people always seem to grow. We 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 always seem to grow. Despite all the tension. Okay, so this is the little song reflection for today. So much to talk about. I don't even know where to start. Key conversations are Manane. Manane is still in Capricorn in a home sign. Manane is Saturn, and is pretty comfortable in this placement because she's helping us to learn the lessons. She's helping us to release karmic patterns. She's helping us to understand our objective, our destiny. And she's helping us to align with that. Now she is today speaking in lovely conversations with a conversation of flow with Chiron, with the wounded healer. The wound that we carry. We all incarnate with somewhere in our birth chart, which you can find. You can enter your date of birth details and find online, or you can of course go to an astrologer who can help you to go through to really understand your birth chart. Is basically a map of the day that you were born, and it foretells you know different aspects of your personality, and it can foretell so many things. And so within this chart you can see where your Chiron is, where your wounded healer is, and this is a wound that you kind of live to overcome, inshallah, hopefully, to overcome, and this becomes your purpose. It ties hand in hand with your purpose. We all have an illness, something that we are here to overcome, and that unlocks us to unlocks our journey, and unlocks the reason why we are here. Now this supreme conversation, this conversation of flow with destiny, karma, with understanding our objective, speaking in harmony with that wound, something that you've actually kind of struggled with for so long. may or may not have, depending on your chart. Everybody's chart is different, but this is a wound that you carry, or you know, and there's also a harmonious conversation that trine with Ngwedi. Ngwedi on this day is in Virgo, um, which is our our day-to-day routine life. So there's a sort of a focus or a dedication, where we're feeling into the routines, how we what is this how we communicate, how we see things, how we understand things, how we logically put things into perspective in our minds. And there's a reflection with that. And then together, while this conversation is taking place with Saturn and with, there's an ability for us to really find the truth to how we can better devote our days, and to sort of simplify, logically simplify the things that we're doing, and so that we can better align, and better live our objective. And then we have another key planet of focus, or place of focus, is the North Node, is Rahu, which is currently in Gemini. So this placement is we're finding the verbal language, we're languaging this place that we are, the north, our true north, our destiny, and what it is, where we are really going, in this time with this placement. And we have 5 conversations of tension taking place. Conversation with Ngwedi, conversation with the Ngwedi, the moon, conversation with Morote, Pluto, of tension, a conversation of tension with Manane herself, and Manane Saturn herself, as well as a conversation of tension with Chiron now again. So our north, where it is we are going, is being heavily conflicted on this day. Is truly a day that can almost make one feel like they just do not know where they are going. But of course these challenges, the power is power or growth, because once you learn a lesson, you become empowered. So this is the power that I'm talking about. This cannot come without the restriction. It cannot come. This is the prime requirement, of our growth, that we are restricted. So for today, these focus, there's three conversations that are saying there is a lack of fusion, there's a lack of integration, with our north. And this is a conversation that has been going on for a little bit of time. So with our north, relative to our purpose, relative to the transformation that we are currently receiving right now, as well as relative to our objective, the clarity of that. So it's okay on this day to allow ourselves to be on the receiving end, to be on the receiving end of the universe. It's not always time to be in action and to be in the know and to be, the be all end all, of things, and have things together. Sometimes it is really a time for us to receive, from the messages that the universe is. Sometimes it really is a time for us to receive from these conversations of tensions, and just lean into, if we are feeling a moment of maybe unclarity, to just try to be okay with that. Try to not question and not doubt it, and understand that it is something that you are growing through, and the purpose of it is to grow, and maybe then we may find ourselves being open to the answers, to the guidance that is at hand, because whatever it is that we are going through, we're more than equipped to be going through it. If not us, then who? You know, this is something that we all agreed to. May Though we may or may not remember it, and also to not give so much weight to to the external distraction that's trying to say this is what's going on, or this idea, this fear that can easily very easily creep in at times like these, and sort of listen into where it is that may be coming from. Um, Listen into to what may be the greater purpose and the greater understanding behind behind that, and really take ownership of what it is that we are feeling, because each and every day, like energies, we are exchanging energies, and we are responsible for the energy that we are giving out, so sometimes we are receiving energy, and I think to meditate is so key. That's why to meditate is so key, because you are able to remove yourself and become the observer of these thoughts, and realize that these are just this is a constant motion, it's a constant flow of energy, and sometimes what you are hearing or receiving is not necessarily coming from you. You are the one who's always in control of choosing what it is you empower yourself as and through. You can choose to say, I may not know right now, but I surrender to the fact that I'm being grown. I am being transformed, by this energy, and by this time period, and by this day. Ultimately the choice is ours, and the power is in our hands, as to how we receive, and how we then respond, to whatever it is that is being sent through to us. And then this last conversation with the North Node squaring Chiron, is also saying, now there's this harmony. There is this harmony with an understanding of our objective, our destiny, as well as this wound. But there is also conflict with understanding now how it is we move forward, where it is do we go with this understanding. So this is the conversation with Chiron that's squaring Rahu. So it's really a great time again to reflect, and to receive from the blessing that is it's a great time to reflect, and it's a great time for us to receive from the blessing that is understanding, that is overstanding, and that is seeing the objective. So this is the song for today, beloveds. There's no progress without there's no growth, there's no empowerment, without the friction. And what we are going through is just only to serve our evolution. So I send you so much love for this day, and I'll see you soon for another one of these Songs of the Stars installments. Much love.